So ever since they had Brexit in the UK, it has been a chain reaction of a lot of open racism and white supremacy in the UK. And a lot of my brothers and sisters are letting me know all of the things that Boris Johnson is doing while he is prime minister. Now, they consider Boris Johnson as being the British version of Donald Trump in a lot of ways. I mean, obviously, if you look at his hair, look at Donald Trump's hair, you know, do they have the same barber? I don't know. But they're stating that in the UK, they're having a conflict over deportation flights, and it has ruined one brother's life. Now, a brother by the name of Chevon Brown was 14 years old when he immigrated to Britain from Jamaica. It said he lived as a normal citizen until a driving offense changed his life. Now, in 2016, he was caught speeding in excess of 100 miles an hour in an uninsured car and charged with dangerous driving. Okay. Now, he spent 7 months in prison for this, but the issue didn't come up again until 3 years later when he was arrested for immigration enforcement. It said Brown was deported back to Jamaica last February. Now, he said, I admit what I did was wrong. He said, I know I'm guilty of dangerous driving, but it wasn't a stolen car. He said, nobody was hurt. I didn't crash into anything. There was no damage. He said that I feel I was treated unfairly. I know a lot of English people who commit driving offenses and don't get classified as serious criminals. Basically, what you're saying is there are two sides of the UK. The white side of the UK, the black side of the UK. White people, they can drive recklessly like that, get a slap on the wrist. You do it, you go to jail, and you get deported. Listen, let me tell black folks something. Whether you're in the UK, your other European nations, America, etc., you living in a system of racism, white supremacy. And I don't know why a lot of you leave your countries to go to that. In your countries, you don't have that. You may have difficulties and problems, I understand, in your countries, but you run it into a system where it's openly hostile to you because you're black. I mean, at least in your countries, everybody's treated the same for the most part. Maybe it's a class issue that could happen or a religious-based issue, but it's not because of color. You understand? So it said Brown's closest relatives, his father and 3 younger brothers, remain in the UK. They say he currently staying with a friend of his father and has been looking for work. Unfortunately, there's a stigma attached to being a deportee. He said, I've been labeled as a murderer and a drug trafficker and a rapist, he said. He said, I sound English, and when I give people my resume, they ask why I'm not going back to England and if I'm been deported. He said, you can see they don't want you. There's a strong level of stigma. So he said this stigma reaches across the pond. He said the Home Office, he said the agency responsible for immigration and security has been embroiled in a scandal over wrongful deportation to the Caribbean since 2018. He said there's been a debate over whether people who spent their formative years in the UK should be deported. Now, I said David Lammy, member of the British Parliament, blasted the British government for shipping people back to Jamaica despite the Home Office issues. Now, we know what they call the Windrush scandal, which the Windrush scandal is basically after World War II, they carried their happy selves to Jamaica and other Caribbean nations, begged black people to come over there and help them rebuild their nation because it was decimated after World War II. So it was black folks and the Marshall Plan from the United States that injected capital into the UK to rebuild it back up to what you see today. But all the workers to build the UK, you want to say who built the UK? Black folks in the Caribbean built the UK. And this is the thanks that black folks get for rebuilding the UK. You understand? Y'all was shipping black folks in left and right. And now since you don't need black people no more, you want to say, okay, I don't need you black folks. Go on back to where you come from. See, that's why I tell black people something. Don't do nothing for them. They have no respect. They don't have no honor. They have no loyalty to anything. All they care about is themselves. I'm telling you, what if we could take the time out of history and remove black people from doing everything and leave them up to their own devices? We know by European history what they were doing on their own when there was no black people around. And it was nothing pretty. Nothing was beautiful that they had. But yet inject black people, the architects, the original architects of the world, the original engineers of the world, build up everything for them. And this is how they treat. Same thing with us. We are the involuntary builders of America. And look how we're treated. So they said we are almost now 2 years on and people watching to see if this government holds any respect the contributions of the West Indies, Caribbean, and black people in this country. He said, when will Black Lives Matter once again? It never mattered, brother. That I can say. In the quote unquote Western world, black people are just used for capital and black people are expendable. I mean, nothing about us they care about. So he said 17 people was deported last week, despite a last minute court decision that saved 25 others from being flown back to Jamaica. And so the court ruling was based on concerns some detainees cannot access legal advice due to shoddy cell phone signals. As the government sorts it out, people like Brown are left in limbo. They say what has happened to me is a grave pain and depression. He said, I feel like I've been ripped apart from my family. Yeah, I mean, but you know, whether you're in America or whether you are in the UK, you are subject to dealing with racism, white supremacy. So some of my brothers and sisters that's over there, and you guys tell me about it. You tell me. And we want to know more and more what's going on in the UK. And I know I had one sister reach out. Now I'll look into that, but we definitely open to a contributor in the UK. You know, a contributor that, you know, can definitely tell us what's really going on in the UK, what BBC won't report. Someone that's, you know, already know how to film, know how to edit, etc. We definitely want to bring in a contributor from the black community from the UK because we need that information. We can't depend on their media to tell the truth. We want to know the truth about what really was going on with the Meghan Markle situation, how racist they were. We need that information. So if you are a, you know, person that could be interested, who know how to film, who know how to edit, who know how to, you know, do news, hey, holler at us. I say we're definitely interested in having a UK contributor. But leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this particular story out of the UK. But, you know, it's sad. But, you know, black folks need to learn. John Henry Clark told us all, we have no friends. You can't argue with that brother. They show you every day. I tell people, don't listen to people's words. Pay attention to their actions. Their actions line up with their words, then believe them. If their actions don't line up with their words, then you know they're lying. Always remember that. These people's words never line up with their actions, especially toward us. And if it do line up, it's because they're benefiting. Always understand that.